Now these are the Aussie.
It has 6 underwing hardpoints. It can also carry various stores for a particular The aircraft can also carry a Mark 54 torpedo that can be modified and dropped from 30,000 feet for anti-submarine or anti-surface warfare.
So many of the aircraft today that we're seeing have been used as much in peace as in war, though, haven't they?
Most definitely. We saw the C-27s earlier on. There's an incredible footage of one of them flying in the bush.
Actually, that one out.
You can see the windscreen.
That's unreal.
Red. That's all you can see.
We've got the E7 coming up.
The wedge-tail.
Oh, the wedge-tail.
Yep,
this is the odd-looking one, I'm sorry.
No,
only its mother could love it, surely.
With the surfboard on top, that electronically scanned radar array.
Doing a very important job, I know.
Extremely
so tell me
important.
about it.
This is cutting edge, and this was actually designed to an Australian specification, and it's going to be, I think, the airborne early warning and control aircraft of choice, not only for Australia, but
I
many
see
other
that.
nations are looking into the purchase.
That bit there, that's the refueling.
Where is it made?
What?
It's Boeing. It is, again, another 737. These aircraft are operated by number 2 Squadron, based up at Williamtown in New South Wales.
What are these C-17s, are they, Peter?
Well, we're being drowned out now by the Globemaster, which is our heavy lift aircraft. This is our strategic transport, and it's capable of carrying up to 90 tonnes of payload.
So how does something so big actually get by with a pretty short runway?
Check that out.
Because it is designed
That was like GTA
to
5.
fly in the old
But it is real
3600
military
foot runway.
shit.
It has reverse thrust on those 4 engines, and each one of those engines develops about 40,000 pounds of thrust.
Where have they been used? What have we
They
done?
have been used all over the world, not only for support of the Australian Defence Force.
I can
but also
imagine
disaster
hearing
relief
that.
in New Zealand, in Japan, and for the tsunami.
On ground.
Okay, that's the KC-30A refueling. I'm joined now by Amy Heal from the Roulettes, but you've actually flown one of those as well, Amy.
Yes, I have, and I actually know all 4 of the pilots that are up there today flying
Oh,
this
let's give
mission.
them a shout out
Yeah,
then. Who's
definitely.
up there?
So in the first aircraft, we had Nick Barnes and Dirk Petrusma. In the second aircraft, we had Jamie Miner and we had Mike.
She's a cool chick.
Actually a US pilot that's flying with us here in Australia.
And that tanker has just really changed how we've been able to operate.
She loves
as
to
an
fuck
airforce,
with
hasn't it?
country.
Yeah, so we refer to it as a force multiplier. It allows us to take our aircraft a lot further than we would usually be able to. This aircraft, so I was given a really fun fact yesterday.
I love fun facts. Go for
This
it.
aircraft can refuel 1,700 vehicles from the amount of fuel they're holding.
Okay.
So a lot of fuel on board.
And I've been wondering, and was talking to Peter just about the logistics behind something like this. It's incredible thinking about the number of aircraft in the air, more than 60. The ones we are now very excitedly waiting for are the Roulettes.
Yes, the
What are we going to
PC-21.
see today?
Well, I'm very excited. This is the aircraft I fly. It's the PC-21. It's our newest, most advanced trainer, and this is what we teach all Air Force, Army, and Navy pilots to learn.
Aerobatics.
So this is not only an awesome aircraft that we see doing roulette displays, but we actually send, this is the first aircraft that our student pilots go solo in, and it's also the first aircraft they learn to fly.
Yeah, we were talking about that. A lot of people do learn to fly in this aircraft. We're going to go live to the Roulettes now. They're above us, we understand. Look at them.
So what you're seeing now is the formation coming in overhead, and they'll be pulling up into a loop very soon. And as they go over the top of the loop, you'll see their formation change. So keep an eye out for that.
Oh,
How hard
well.
is it to stay in formation?
Well, each of the pilots isn't actually looking
Check
at
that
the
out.
instruments right now. They're actually looking at the aircraft in front, and they're using the cues from roulette leader, who's squadron leader Jamie Braden, and he's calling the commands as they change formation. So
That
you
makes
know, you see
sense,
them go
eh?
from eagle to wedge formation over the top.
How long does it take you to train to feel confident about taking part in something like this?
So there's a lot of training that goes into a workup like this. Each of our pilots that are flying today are flying instructors, so they're some of the most senior members of our CFS, which is our Central Flying School. So these aerobatic manoeuvres and the formation positions are taught to all military pilots, but obviously not so close to the ground and not so close to one another. So these pilots today, while they're up flying, the aircraft can actually sustain up to 8G, but during today's display it will be about 4 to 5G.
And Amy, you and I discovered a lovely connection in the process
Gee,
of getting to know each other for this wonderfully significant ceremony and fly past today.
Have
That
what
is,
birds?
My father served in World War II in number 1 wireless unit.
Yes.
And your granddad?
Yes, he served in number 3 wireless unit. So we actually were looking
We're
at
your
some
family
pictures yesterday.
heroes.
Now just looking
What
at
my
the roulette,
father
you're seeing them pull over to another
and my
room. What will happen
granddad.
now is they'll come back down roulette 5 and 6, who are Flight Lieutenant Lockie Hazeldean and Flight Lieutenant Mark Kritz. They will break off the formation and they will get ready for their special manoeuvre, so we'll have to keep watching for that. So we're seeing the 4 aircraft now come round. They'll be coming round for the corkscrew very soon. But what we see in the mirror, here we go, is the aircraft are within 3 metres of one another. We have roulette 5, who's actually inverted on top of roulette 6. And there's just nothing like seeing the world upside down.
Oh, those scare me shitless. No way.
People out there shaking their heads at you right
Not
now,
for me.
But I love your enthusiasm and passion for it.
Well, thank
so now
God.
we're seeing the corkscrew. So we've got roulette leader, squadron leader Jamie Braden, who is at the front. He's also inverted. And then we have roulette 4, Flight Lieutenant Ben Kepler, who's actually conducting barrel rolls.
But apparently when you're going about 1,000 kilometers an hour, doesn't feel like it.
Nathan Stankovicius, and roulette 3 is Flight Lieutenant Daniel Barclay. So many hours of practice have gone into making this display as smooth as it can be.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Amy, but is this the first time the roulettes have flown this particular aircraft over Canberra in a fly past? Because this is the new aircraft, isn't it? That's only been with us for what, a couple of years?
Yeah, so 2019 we started doing that. So we were meant to do Skyfire last year here in Canberra, but unfortunately due to COVID we weren't able to. So these aircraft
Riverfire,
travel up to
prison.
685 kilometres an hour or 370 knots. During today's display, some of the flight class were down to 200 feet and the aerobatic manoeuvres 500 feet. All the positioning and formations are within 3 metres from one another, and it's all hand flown, no autopilots today.
And is that 3 metres at the same altitude?
Yes,
yes. That is incredible, Amy. How often are you doing displays and fly pasts these days? I mean, taking 2020 out of the equation.
Every couple of weeks we're out and about doing different displays and formations. Here we go. There we go, the cascade ending.
Amy Hill, great to have you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, what a way to close what has been an amazing and moving commemoration of the Royal Australian Air Force. Congratulations to all involved in today's parade and air display, and my thanks to Amy and Peter for their brilliant commentary which brought it all to life for us. I want to thank you all for joining us today. It has been quite an occasion to be able to see highlights on the ABC. Thank you to all those who serve in the Royal Australian Air Force.
Yeah, show the Queensland flag. That's all good. The soldiers are all good.